everyone, my name is Marko Matushinsky from Ultrax and welcome to Sports Science videos. In the previous one, we talk about analyzing the event data. So we check what is happening with one event, what kind of data we can collect. And also in the video after that, we talk about the flexibility system inside Ultrax. So this is a new feature that we built that we put inside and it's really cool and you should definitely check it. But now I want to go a step further. So I know that analyzing one event is important, but making sense of connecting few events is maybe even more because it's giving the context what is happening after 3 days period, maybe after 7 days, microcycle, or even preseason. But to get more from that, we need to understand what are the game demands for every position. So on this slide, you can see just one example how you can do this by yourself, and you can define the position demands for goalkeepers, center backs, fullbacks, and you can see what is their usual numbers when it comes to GPS data. But then the questions arise, how to collect those data. Should we take minimum values, maximum values, or maybe average? And here is one idea how we can collect those data. How many matches should we take inside, and how many minutes we should take into account when we want to compare game data with training session data or with weekly data or even one event, because like this, we are comparing, are we hitting the volumes or are we hitting the intensities that are similar in game demands? If we don't know that, then maybe we are not using GPS systems on the best possible way that we can. So this is just one idea, and the steps are minimal valuable testing. So we need to do some testing procedure to define the profiles of the players and the positions. After that, we need to collect 3 to 5 games, maybe during the preseason. But again, every week we should update that table when the new game is coming. You can take 60 minutes, you can take 90 minutes, you can take all games. Each of these ideas is giving you one answer. So sometimes it's good to compare with all the matches that you played, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or you just want to take 90 minutes period. And we can compare that demands with percentages of games and weeks. And we can get something like this. So with this data, with game data, we can define, do we have a deload week, maintenance week, overload week for the whole team, but also for every individual. And we can define it, what is where we want to be if we want to hit, let's say, overload week in high-speed running. For this player, this is more than 1,500 meters. Or we can have a defender who have maybe less values, something like maybe his average is 500 meters. So 1,600 meters for this guy will be definitely overload in that segment. And we can find this scenario. So we can have players who hit more in these two variables, or we can have a player who hit more in high-speed running and sprint distance, or in accelerations and decelerations. Without this information, maybe we, again, like I said, maybe we are missing some crucial aspects of decision making, like warm-ups for that guy, deload periods for, I know, guy in player B here, athlete B, will have a high exposure to accelerations and decelerations in the previous week. So maybe next week we don't want to hit again high accelerations and deceleration for him. Or maybe yes, but third week definitely no, because he will go into a high monotony values and we need to plan some deload period for him. And now let's show this in Ultrax, what we can do with advanced analysis model. So now here you can find in the performance part, advanced analysis model. So what we can do here is that we can analyze all of these parts that we want, and we can see even more data inside. So like every model and dashboard that you can find in Ultrax, we have the table. You can select the variables that you would like to see and to analyze. Of course, graphical visualization, and here we put like graphical visualization of RP data, volume and intensity, GPS data, but also heart rate data. Because let's say that you have a team who is using all of the three systems of monitoring, and we can track the dose, the response over a longer period of time. But I can also change the dashboard inside if you want to change it. But maybe the most important part here is the filter for comparisons. So like I said at the start of video, it's important to analyze one event, but also to compare maybe preseason with in-season, or to see the intensity in season or in few first weeks during the in-season comparing to preseason. Or let's say I want to compare my match day -2 with all of the match days -2 in the last 1 month. We just select the type of training, we select the events that we want to analyze, and we want to select, let's say, exercise, and to compare it with, let's say, I want to take the last month. I want to compare it with trainings, and I want to compare that 3 events with those 2 events. When I click apply, you will get the percentages and the differences in table. And of course, this is a team analysis, but if you want to see even more advanced analysis for, let's say, this guy, Kenny, just clicking on him, and you will see in that period what are the values, his high speed runs, velocities, and all of the variables that you are interested in.